We made it to the World of Concrete in Las Vegas, and this is one of the largest construction trade shows in North America. With over 1,500 exhibitors along with over 50,000 attendees, this is truly one massive show for just 3 days. Which basically means I have a lot to see in a very short amount of time, so let's get right to it. If you've never been to this show, this is a perfect video for you to watch because it's a good representation of what to expect, as well as showcasing my top 10 favorite finds at this year's show. I've been in the construction industry for 20 years, and I'm always looking for the next cool product, tool, and material that the general consumer doesn't know about, including myself. So let's get to my top 10 finds in no particular order. Number 1, a company called Rebotec that specializes in making concrete waterproof.
It's mineral based, 100%. Don't harm you. It's good for health. You see the repellent over here effect? And bang. And it's dry. 100% dry.
Yes, the question is, why is this important? And so this is why it's important. So if you have a crack in your concrete, it will stop water from seeping through, correct?
Repairs water. Repairs water. Look at this. You can open,
So
and the electrostatic effect in the concrete, they're not allowed to leak water. It's completely dry.
Oh.
Bang.
And you add how much of this to one?
4% of the mix of the concrete.
Okay.
When you add this, that's the effect. That's what they do. Block the water, then it'll go in, avoid the pathology of the concrete. Sand with water, you got Rebotec over here, blocking the water, then it'll go down. So over here, you have the dry sand.
Mm-hmm.
I found this company to be truly innovative because I found there's so many opportunities to use it since there's different lines available, like a paint version that can go on interior walls as well as exterior foundations, plus a grout line for tile. As you can imagine, quite a unique opportunity to use these products in my own home improvement. As you walk around a massive show like this, it's quite easy to get distracted with so many cool products and tools all over the place, especially when you're surrounded by large brands. There are a plethora of large brands at the show, whether it's Bosch, Milwaukee, Makita, Hilti, DeWalt, and so forth. These booths are extremely entertaining, and I'm sure each one of these brands spent millions of dollars just for this show itself. So if it's your first time at this show, make sure you stop by these booths. Just make sure you also have a coat on hand because this is January, and even though it's Vegas, it can easily get down to the 30s and 40s at night. I could easily do an entire video on what I saw at these large booths, and if you want to see that, let me know in the comment section. But me personally, I find it more rewarding to hunt around and find cool small finds that you haven't seen anywhere else. Like the Patch Pach that fills potholes in a very unique way.
Okay, so this is the world's easiest to install cold patch. It's for potholes, for cold joint raveling, and what it is we call it a Patch Pach, and it's basically a pack of cold patch asphalt that you really literally throw and go. If you have a pothole, throw the patch. You don't need tools, you don't need trowels, you don't need rakes, you don't need skill. You basically throw and go. You let nature and traffic take care of the rest, and it'll last many, many years.
Yeah, so it hardens just like asphalt.
It becomes just like asphalt pavement, and it's mostly recycled asphalt to begin with.
I'm sure we've all had a rough experience with a pothole at some point in our life, and inevitably having an extremely easy way to fill those potholes is very interesting and appealing from my perspective. As I walk the show floor, there is so much to see, but one of the more surprising things is that there's quite a bit of high tech involved with this show. There are numerous items that are not even on the marketplace yet, such as robot rebar tying machines from Max. We also have robot surveying equipment along with robot arms pouring out concrete to make solidified walls, whether that's for small projects like a planter or large-scale projects like an entire house. I certainly don't think any of these robots are going to be taking our jobs anytime soon, but always interested to see what's going to be next at the job site to make our jobs easier. And speaking of making your job easier, that leads me perfectly into my top product number 3, easy footings.
This is the easy footing system. It's basically an alternative to using wood. Aluminum is much lighter, faster. It lasts a long time. We have over a 20-year track record. This is a grade knob, and you can put this grade knob in any one of these slots. I like to put it in the top because it's easy. You can just raise your form to height, and then it's grade. This is your other option for grade. We make these grade clips right here, a couple feet apart. Chalk is chalk line. And then wherever his chalk line is, hypothetically, it's right there. He just cuts those off. And he's got a physical grade point. He can see it and feel it with his mag. They're bright red. They stick out. A guy doesn't have to be very smart to use this system. He can bridge a gap from 0 to 30 inches with this guy. So you have all this adjustability. So if this needed to be a 22.5 or a 45-degree angle, you can make any angle. You have adjustability this way and this way to make that whatever you need. You just drop your stakes and you're good to go. Easy footings ranges from 6 inches clear up to 2 feet.
These plastic pieces are quite durable.
Yeah, they're very durable. They're replaceable if you can break them, but they're pretty doggone tough. And it just makes sense because payroll is your biggest expense. A lot of guys do it because of lumber, and it would be extremely naive to suppose that lumber is not going to get stupid crazy again. And it's going to last you thousands and thousands of pours. People can go on our website at www.easyfootings.com. My personal cell phone number is 435-731-0909. I'm the sales manager. Talk to me if you're going to buy.
Always love innovations like this in the construction space, and if you're interested in learning more about this product or any of the other products seen in this video, I will make sure there's links for them in the video description. There are certainly too many products at this show to count, along with having a top 10 list. Certainly can't fit them all, but here's a few honorable mentions. This is a wooden crick level that are specifically designed for masonry work. Sola also had an impressive lineup of levels that also included a magnetized level that could hold over 36 pounds of weight, which is certainly impressive if you don't want that level to go anywhere on you. There are now plastic sonotubes available thanks to Fab4 Industries, and I also saw Votoland. Now, if you haven't seen my video on how to install an extremely strong gravel driveway, this is the product that I use, and there are multiple versions that at their max can hold 120,000 pounds per square foot. Quite impressive. And speaking of impressive, let's talk about Boss Hammer, because this is one of the most impressive hammers I've ever seen in my entire life.
That is the Boss Hammer. We're a Boss Hammer company. We're out of Michigan. We're the only titanium hammer company that claim to be 100% American made and American owned. This is a Pro Plus Series hammers we have here. We've got 2 models. We've got a 16 ounce. It's 16 inches from out to out. You can use it for layout if you have to. Its little brother right here is a 14 ounce hammer. It's 14.5 inches out to out, which is a center clear spacing of a 16-inch frame wall. The hammers for hundreds of years have had 2 tasks, and that's to drive a nail and pull a nail. We do that as well. We're better than anybody else out there. In addition, these are the features that we offer with our Boss Hammer. We're the only framing, hammer, and squaring system all in one. That claw, that shoulder, and that head line up, creating perfect 90. I can square all the way across the 2x12 framing member with my hammer. If I'm laying out plates on framing members, I mark this side of the 90. That high casting line is 1.5 inches. I slide over and mark that. That's my 1.5 inch stud pocket right there. If I'm looking for any angle cuts, I pivot off the claws. There's a 20-degree angle, all the way out to a 55-degree angle, and everything in between. We guarantee the same line markings, the same as a quick square, speed square, whatever you want to call it. Never tell anybody to throw away their speed square. Speed square makes a lot of sense, but this is about efficiency. This is free real estate right here. I've got a stick rule right here out to 5 inches if you need a quick measurement. On the opposing side, we've got all of your angle cuts as well as your roof pitch cuts, 212, 312, 412, for your plumb cuts on your roof framing. Just pivot off the claws. Speaking of our claws, we've got a rip claw design, which is a straighter claw system. We've got an anti-ring rib right there on the back of the claws. It's never going to ring or ping. We've got stronger claws in the competition for 3 reasons. More materials, we widen them out, and we don't cut that so deep there. The deeper we cut it, the less integrity there is there, and they have a tendency to want to break. In the top of the hammer, we have dual side nail pullers here and here. That being said, if I've got the hammer in my hand this way and I'm up against the structure, I get a nail started this way or this way. I've got a side puller right there, 8 to 10 times the leverage. Our side puller will pull a longer shank nail than the competition because of the location of it. In the very top of the hammer, we've got a magnetic nail slot with a slot big enough for up to a duplex nail. We've got a hexagon-shaped face. The reason for the hexagon-shaped face is flat to flat. I get in tighter every time. I can 90 off a wall. And for driving toenails, those shoulders or ears work perfect for bearing a toenail. Coming down the neck of the hammer right here, we've got a quick 45 shoulder. You can bottom that out in a framing member, and either side of those 1-inch parallel lines is a 45-degree angle. We've got a fully supported handle. It can't go forward. It can't come down. It can't rotate because of the holes that are in the casting when we do the injection mold. It's all welded together. We've got a tether hole here in the end. We've got a hardened leading edge, which makes it much better for going in and out of the hammer loop. And we've got a wrench in the end for changing circular saw blades. Right here, that changes circular saw blades. When you guys are all done pouring concrete, you can take one of our caps right here. You can slide this cap on. This works ideal for cleaning off forms, whether they're wood or they're metal. You're not going to scar your forms up. Additionally, if you have to move on and you have to put in felt paper or a expansion joint, you can put this cap on right here. It's suited for putting on cap nails. It's magnetic. It's a hands-free application. So that right there is the Boss. We'd love you to check us out at bosshammerco.com.
That gentleman certainly had never said that statement before until just then, right? Nonetheless, quite impressive. And another thing that was quite impressive is actually all the safety equipment at these shows. Not something that's at the top of my mind, but certainly something that I always appreciate when I'm at the job site. And this item from Diablo is called the Amped Rebar Demon that has a dust extraction built into the drill, which means that when you're drilling through concrete or rebar, it's sucking the dust out of the hole, which not only makes it a lot easier when you're penetrating your anchors, but you also have to worry much less about the dust and debris that's being created through the drilling process. Super fun to see tools that are not only useful, but are also keeping your safety in mind, like that product, or unique tie straps, back savers, hard hats, light wheelbarrows, and my favorite booth when it came to safety, the Werner booth.
Oh yeah, okay. This is the Level Save Pro from Werner. It's the first leveler made by Werner for Werner. Super easy to install, or you can order it from the factory. It automatically levels 8.5 inches, but the new to the world feature that nobody else has anything like is the micro adjust. Here with micro adjust, if it moved, I just make a small adjustment. My 2 feet are on the ground. I don't need to adjust anything with my foot. And I'm able to make a small adjustment, double check that with a bubble level up here. There we go. So if your ground is unlevel, like if you have a brick here or just unleveled dirt, on the high side will push your leg up, which automatically pushes the other leg down. There's a rod that translates across the ladder. So when this is pushed up, that's pushed down. It'll adjust up to 8.5 inches. And over the span of a 22-inch wide ladder, that's over a 30-degree slope. That's a big hill, right? There's an accessory you can retrofit to your Werner ladder, or you can order a new ladder from the factory with it pre-installed.
This one, once I pull this cord, it'll detach the D-ring from the back and put it in the front and put me automatically in a reclining position.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then that will allow me, because of my D-rings in front of me, it'll allow me to self-rescue or assist in my own rescue.
Woo, away he goes.
So if I can get to you. So I've taken a fall. I reach for the cord. Now watch, it happens fast. It'll come over the shoulder.
Huh.
Then it puts me in. So I can sit and relax now. I can wait for rescue. I can hang out. I can have a margarita if I needed. But here's the rescue part. So take this out. Foot loop. I'll pull the slack out. And then once the slack's out, you'll see there's slack in my system. I can detach. Now I'm on my rescue system. Take this handle and I can control my speed all the way to the ground.
Safe and sound.
I may have let the pros handle the falling aspect of the show, but that's one of the best parts about this entire show is the hands-on experience at World of Concrete, because a lot of these companies are there because they want to have you personally test these products out for yourself. It's not like other trade shows where you really can't do anything with the tools themselves. These are massive pieces of equipment set up for you to use and try out personally, whether you have experience with that product or not. This leads to a lot of fun, and if you like a hands-on experience, this is the show for you. But it's been a long day and we're halfway through our top 10, so why don't we get some lunch?
This is Luncheaze. It's a cordless, self-heating lunchbox. So you usually charge overnight. In the morning, you unplug, you set your meal time. So say you want to eat at noon, you set the lunchbox for noon, and automatically it will start heating up so that your meal is hot and ready at noon.
Wow. So, and how long does it take to heat up to a certain temperature? So like, and
Yeah.
start heating up at like 11:30 sort of thing?
So if you're eating at noon, it'll heat at 10. So it starts heating 2 hours before your meal time.
Okay. And you
Yeah.
can set it to the exact temperature you want and everything?
You can, yeah, the max temperature is 220 degrees, but you can adjust that down if you'd like it less hot.
Some products at the show are just fun, and me thinking back at numerous job sites that didn't have a microwave definitely would come in handy with that device. As I continue to walk the floor to find my next favorite find, a few honorable mentions are still needed, like this 5-gallon bucket liner that is a must-have from my perspective if you work with any epoxies, paints, thin sets, and so forth, and you don't want to clean that bucket or potentially throw away that bucket every single time. Also, if you work with large spans of concrete, this Marion brush is up your alley because this is a motorized broom finish or finishing trowel system that is simply connected to a thin rope and can go up to 100-foot long spans with ease. I also met up with a company called IQ Power Tools that specialize in waterless masonry cutting machines. Now this is quite impressive because I've done numerous tile-related projects and they all had to be fed with water, not only because you wanted a nice clean cut, as well as diminish the dust and not have to worry about damaging your blade. This system has circulating air that's being blown, so it's not only cooling the blade, but it's also sucking the vast majority of the dust that's being created during the cutting process. Quite impressive. Another item that I found extremely impressive to hit my favorite finds list was the Fix All Adhesive.
This is a Fix All. It replaces all the products that ever was in a cartridge. Fix All, the name says what it does, and it does even more as the name says. It's a high-tech formulation. It's super strong. It's for all bonding, all sealing, all materials on all surfaces. First, I want to show you what bonding means. No strings, clean to work with. This is bonded. You have 5 minutes time to reposition it. And the workout can start. But it's not only for bonding, it's also for sealing. In the worst conditions, we can seal, we can bond. And now we do the test. This is what we name bonding. I make it more difficult for the product. Still no leak. Now we make a leak. Leak stop. That's why we say all bonding, all sealing with Fix All.
I am a sucker for a good demonstration, and it's something that I immediately see and know I have a plethora of opportunity to use it in the future. Another item that I'm a sucker for is friendly competition, of course, and there are numerous opportunities to watch competition, whether it's whoever can install the fastest scaffolding, who has the best skills on a ride-along trolley machine, which does look extremely fun, but from personal experience, these are a lot more unwieldy than you would think. Take it from personal experience at the show from yours truly. And of course, you can't forget one of the best competitions is the Masonry Challenge to see who can build and install the best and straightest wall in a large array of individuals. These guys are extremely good and quite fast, along with the fact that you get some major bragging rights if you ever win this competition, but the sheer fact of bringing all this material in just for this show must have taken trailer after trailer load of material, along with pouring all the concrete on site. And as I was looking at all the trailers at the show, I came across this one specifically unique trailer that caught my attention.
This is our 1416 conveyor model. It's a live bottoms. You use a remote control to operate all the functions. So in this position, we call it a kneeling position. It gets your back end up off the ground. It gets your wheelbarrow height. So as you convey your material to the back, you can shoot it off into your wheelbarrow. And this will go to either side, whatever side you're working on.
Oh, it goes to both directions,
Yeah,
depending on where your wheelbarrow is.
exactly. Or if you're working both sides, I guess.
That's awesome. It's so satisfying.
And it'll tilt all the way the other direction. This is just an optional attachment. You can store it on the side of the trailer. The back end will go right to the ground.
What's the weight capacity load?
11,460 pounds.
Okay. And then how much?
8.5 inches wide, so you can fit most small equipment, skid steers, mini excavators. The back end will go right to the ground. You can just drive right in. Or you can convey pallets out or a pack of lumber. The bed length is 16 feet 4 inches, so you can fit a whole 16-foot pack of lumber and just drop it on site. No forks needed. If you fill wheelbarrows a lot, it makes sense to have it. AntsTrailer.com.
Yeah, AntsTrailer.com. There we go.
As I continue to walk outside, one thing that catches my eyes always is the unique artistry at the World of Concrete, because as a general consumer of concrete, you just think concrete is concrete, but it's so much more with the unique pigments, textures, sheens, and so forth. True masterpieces can be created in a very short amount of time, and it's quite mesmerizing to see it happen right in front of your eyes at this show from day to day to day. Of course, all the big concrete companies are here like Satcrete and Quickcrete, but personally for me, I like the smaller booths because those are the more valuable ones from my perspective, because you get to find those cool, unique, small finds at a show that's just so massive. And there's a lot of very cool small finds, quite a few drilling apparatuses, but probably none as impressive as the Bag Dog drill bits.
If you want to go down to that cast and into that concrete block, this bit is like drilling everything the same. If the next thing you're drilling is a piece of tile, it's your glass and tile bit. If you want to drill stone, marble, granite, slate, bluestone, flagstone, and then go from stone to stainless steel, what bit will go from a piece of stone to stainless? None that I know. And if you're working with something and you overheat the bit a little bit, I'm going to put it in that piece of wood, and I'm just going to torture the bit, getting it as hot as absolutely possible. That bit is blue hot, and it's still ready to drill whatever it is you want to drill. You haven't hurt the bit at all. We guarantee them for life.
Any company that stands behind their product with a lifetime warranty is quite impressive in my book. As a final wrap up with my honorable mentions, we have Machinex, which produces quite a few different tools, but this specific tool was cool because it lets you pick up very heavy pieces of equipment with ease, all while using hydraulic power. This is Crack Stitch, and if you have a crack in your concrete slab, you want to check out this product because in order to avoid that crack to getting larger, you cut a small slit in your concrete, then fit this into that crack and fill that entire void with a concrete epoxy, which then hopefully stops the crack from growing. Rubberstone takes small pellets of rubber along with some epoxy and uses that as a ground covering over your pool deck, patio, and even driveways. This product is very forgiving, so I'm sure you find this product around a playground area as well, and that's exactly where this application could be used for in an area near you. And finally, I saw a product called Glow Path, which has glow-in-the-dark beads that are built into the pavers, so during the day in the sunlight they charge up, and at night it's much easier to see your pathway if there are glowing pebbles about. I don't know if I saw this on my own house, but still very intriguing. And speaking of intriguing, my final favorite find was actually a couple finds at Pivot All Tools.
Well, this is our Pivot All
easy dump handle. It's a patented product, and it just makes it ergonomically correct to dump. One easy motion. You never lose control of the wheelbarrow so that you're not switching hand positions as you're at this position here normally. Normally you have to let go of the wheelbarrow, spin your hand all the way around, and finish the dump. And then you lose control a lot of times, unfortunately.
And where can you get this?
This is available on pivotallmotiontools.com. This is a mechanical push broom that all you have to do is walk forward. A push broom that's taking all the motion and extra work out of using a regular push broom. Instead of this repetitive motion, you just walk with it. There's 6 bristles on each drum. There's 2 drums, so they rotate individually when you're turning. And so the job is more complete by the use of the 6 bristles. You're done once, you don't have to go back and do it again.
I did meet Pivotal tools at last year's show, but I never featured them in any long-form videos, so I wanted to make sure they were included in this top 10 video because their products are so innovative, including this quite unique wheelbarrow concrete mixing device. But if you stayed with me all the way till the end at this point, might as well give you an extra added bonus, because this is my favorite booth of the entire show for the last 2 years. That is Diablo. Now, in full disclosure, they did pay me to be at their booth, but they did not provide any compensation or material for this video. In fact, they didn't even know I was doing this video. This was something that I wanted to do on my own because I've been traveling to so many trade shows. And there are 3 key factors as to why I chose them to be my favorite booth of World of Concrete over the last 2 years. Number 1 is the hands-on experience you get at their booth. They have so many different blades, drill bits, and tools with their own personal setups, and it's truly fun to put each one to the test, especially if there's a few items that you haven't tried out for yourself yet. That came into play with the circular saw blade, which is their Diablo Steel Demon, specifically designed for cutting through steel, and as you can see, it does quite a magnificent job with that. Another thing that I love about their booth is that it's packed with knowledgeable people, so if you do have any questions about any of their products, you can get some answers to it very quickly and easily. And finally, the sheer size of the booth is always quite impressive to me, because the reason why these booths are outside is because we obviously can't put these tools to the test on the inside of the convention center. Plus, they are pouring thousands of pounds of concrete just for this show, so you can test these products out for yourself. I don't know how long this took, but it certainly took a while to try and get all this set up, which I do appreciate. I will have links in the video description for every single product that you saw on my top 10 favorite finds, along with any of the honorable mentions, and please let me know in the comment section which booth you liked the most, and if you did go to World of Concrete, let me know what you thought of the event itself. If you like this video and you want to see more, please make sure to like, share, and follow, because there are plenty of other trade shows I'll be going to and more long-form videos that I'll be posting about. But till then, thanks for watching, you beautiful, sexy beasts, and hopefully I'll see you at the next show. Oh yeah,